This is Transporters96 here. It's another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok Gladiator Thor figure. Going over this packaging, very nice. I do like the blue color scheme. Good logo for Thor Ragnarok. On the side, you get a nice picture of the character. And then on the back, get a picture of the figure, as well as the rest of the assortment. I found these all at Walgreens. I got very lucky. And I did pick up Hela and Ares, which I've already done reviews for. And I was, what I usually do with Marvel Legends is I buy the rarest / the figures I'm most interested in first, and then I buy the rest on a discount. And that's what I was planning to do with only buying these two. However, I decided to completely just not do that this time, and I went back and I bought the rest of them so I can complete the Gladiator Hulk. And I was very excited for some of the other figures in this wave, particularly the movie ones, so I decided to just pay full retail for them all. But overall, very happy that I did, because this is quite an exciting arrangement of figures. Going over this one here, though, starting off with the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt does look pretty good. You do have a solid likeness to Chris Hemsworth here. It's not great. I will say that this series of figures has been doing a wonderful job with head sculpts. Both the Hela and Loki head sculpts are like spot on. It's very impressive, especially for the scale. Some of the best I've ever seen Marvel Legends do. This one isn't quite there. It's still good, but seeing how good the others are, this one leaves some to be desired, especially since he has a helmet on. With the helmet on, you'd think that it could hide a few aspects of the face sculpt, and therefore it should look a bit better, but unfortunately it doesn't. Get that in the back. But overall, I do still like the face sculpt. He's got a very serious expression. Do like the makeup on his face. His helmet is very cool. I like the way that it's sculpted. Although it is bent in slightly more on this side, it's not a big issue, but it is something to notice. And it is a bit of a softer plastic, so it can be warped a bit, which is unfortunate. But I do love the gray color scheme with this like metallic blue in it. I think it looks really cool. And the metallic blue is on his shoulder pad, which looks awesome. And this entire figure is a completely new sculpt as well, so that's very exciting, of course. Do have some great texturing there, particularly in the legs. Lots going on in the legs. The stitch work, the faux stitching work looks really cool. And then the armor piece on the leg. Is it removable? Yeah, oh it is. Okay, so it doesn't even plug in or anything. It just is simply removable. The 2-pack Thor, which comes with the Valkyrie figure, doesn't come with this piece, so I was thinking that it was a new leg section, but no, I guess this is just removable. So that is nice that it is removable, I guess. And it seems to be pretty strong on there. Like, it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off, which is nice. His hands, he's got these itty-bitty little hands. They're ridiculous. I mean, it looks so stupid because he's got such buff arms, of course, and then he's got these, like, little ridiculous hands. It's insane. It's like the opposite of Loki. Loki has these, like, teeny little skinny arms, and then he has these massive hands, and it's so the opposite with Thor here. Very funny, and it looks ridiculous. Now with his accessories, though, you can throw in a couple swords, and that kind of just takes away from the itty-bitty hands, and therefore it doesn't look as ridiculous. So you can do that, but again, I mean, just the hands they're so small, it's absolutely ridiculous, and it just looks so stupid. But overall, I do like his swords. I like the design of his swords. I think it's very cool. There's lots of detail in there, and I love the metallic blades. I think that just looks sweet. My only issue is it's a soft plastic, so look at how warped this thing is. It's freaking awful. I mean, my God, it looks so horrible. Why couldn't that have been a harder plastic, and had it been decent, like Hela's horns on her helmet? I was worried about that happening with those, but no, they used a harder plastic so that specifically wouldn't happen, and they couldn't do that with Thor, though. Here, this Thor, has to have these awful swords that just look terrible. The cape section is really cool. I love the way they sculpted. I like the kind of tethered bottom section. It does just plug in here, and it plugs in right here. When you're taking this out of package, it's going to look like you have to like cut the package a bit to fit the cape through, but you can actually just unpeg it through there. So just unpeg it right here, and therefore you can just take it right off. Don't try to squeeze it through the thing. So that is nice, and I do like the way that it pegs into the side. It looks very cool. I like that cape a lot. Going over his articulation, he's got a ball hinge neck, which can look down very far, can look up, let's see, very far as well, as you can see, pretty fully. Ball hinge shoulders, pretty standard. Swivel at the bicep, double hinge elbows, which have a pretty nice range. And then on the itty bitty hands, he's got the I don't even see a hinge. Look at that. He doesn't have a hinge on his hands. I'm just noticing this. That's a shame. I don't know why he doesn't have a hinge. Maybe he does. He does. Okay. It's just, it's so on the inside. So it hinges up and down and not in and out. But it's a very small range. That's pretty disappointing. I am glad that he has that area of the. I like the up and down joint when a character has swords. So I do like the fact that he has it there, but it really doesn't do anything. So it's kind of worthless. The ab crunch can go forward just a little bit. It can go back a pretty decent amount, and the cape doesn't really get in the way, which is nice. He has a swivel at the waist. Obviously, with the cape though being attached to the bottom and the top, you know, it can kind of look a little strange, but it won't pop out, which is nice. He's got ball jointed hips, which even with this section don't get too hindered. He can still kick up this far, and it can kick out this far, which is quite good. Swivel at the thigh there, double hinge knees, which, as you can see, work pretty nicely. And then he has hinge pivoting ankles with decent range as well. So overall, his articulation is pretty standard Marvel Legends. It's hindered in a few places, particularly the wrists, and then the ab crunch on the torso doesn't really do much either. But overall, it's pretty standard and pretty good for Marvel Legends. Doing a bit of a size comparison here. Here he is with some of the other movie characters of the wave. Hela and Loki, his brother. He looks pretty good with them. I think that this is in scale. I mean, as far as Loki and Thor is concerned, that looks pretty good. I feel like Loki should be a bit taller than that, actually, but it looks all right. Obviously, Thor is the bigger one. As far as Thor with Hela, I would imagine that's accurate, but we really haven't gotten a good shot of the two of them in the trailer together standing next to each other, so it's hard to tell, but I do think that that is pretty good. And then obviously, with Thor in his Gladiator costume, we've got to give him a comparison with the Gladiator Hulk being the Build-A-Figure of this wave. As you can see, the two of them look very cool together. I don't quite think that's in scale. I mean, Hulk should be a bit bigger, I think, but it still works because the Hulk is very massive as far as his width is concerned. And so even though I don't think he's quite tall enough, he's so bulky that I do think it still fits and looks good for the pictures and everything. So that is quite nice. Overall, this Thor figure is pretty decent. I do like it. I like the coloring on it a lot. I love the costume design. I'm not a fan of the soft plastic on the weapons, as well as his itty-bitty hands. I think that they're just ridiculous, and it's mind-boggling that type of thing can get through Hasbro. Like, you know, why not just make the hands to scale? It feels like such an easy thing that should have been super noticeable. So that's disappointing. But overall, really do like this figure. I think it's quite solid, and it goes just so perfectly with the Build-A-Figure of this wave, as well as it's the you know, obviously the main character to represent the movie too, which is wonderful as well. So overall, I would definitely recommend this Thor figure. If you plan to get the 2-pack with Valkyrie, you could skip this one for sure. However, if you do plan to build the Build-A-Figure, obviously this is going to be one that's necessary. But the next one that comes out with Valkyrie looks just about the same, just missing. He has a different head sculpt, he has some different accessories, and he doesn't have the armor plating on the leg. So minor differences. I wouldn't recommend getting both of them unless you absolutely need to. So there you go, that's my video review of the Marvel Legends Thor Ragnarok Thor, Gladiator Thor to be specific. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.